Hi guys, welcome to drum.dog, and today we are talking about one of the most important pieces of gear for the recording drummer. Brilliant, Ryan. They're actually brilliant. Now, when we think gear for the recording studio, our first thought is expensive drum kits and nice vintage snare drums and really big, luscious, dark sounding crashes. But in actual fact, one of the massively overlooked pieces of gear when it comes to giving a great performance in the studio is your form of monitoring. Now, how often have you gone to the studio and you've turned up and you set up your drums, you tune them all, they sound beautiful, and then you've chucked on the headphones supplied by the studio and had them cranked up for the whole session, and by the end your brain is just fit to explode just through sheer volume of monitoring. Now, I think it's something that a lot of drummers do. I know I've done it in the past and then regretted it for the rest of the day, but we don't always think about that because we are so caught up in the instruments that we're playing and obviously practicing our music, and we can overlook this massively important factor of it, and that is the only thing actually connecting us to the music we're recording. Now, these headphones are fine. We got some Audio-Technica ATH M40X for anyone who cares, and they're great sounding headphones. But the one thing that's really different when it comes to drums is the sheer volume of the instrument. Now, obviously when I put these on, the world sounds slightly quieter, my voice is slightly more muffled, and for most instruments that's fine, especially if you're playing electric guitar, bass, even piano or singing. That volume reduction is enough to curb the volume of what the sound you're making and be able to hear the music. When it comes to drums, that volume reduction for me is just not going to cut it at all, which is where a good set of in-ears are going to make a world of difference. Now here for comparison today, we have got a set of Xvive T-9 in-ear monitors. Now over to Ryan for the full specs.
Okay, so let's unbox the Xvive T9s. In the box you get your hard shell carry case, and in that you're going to get these memory foam earbuds, a cleaning tool, and a 3.5 to 1/4 inch jack adapter. So here are the units themselves. The T9s have two balanced armature nose drivers, a custom tuned, custom ported micro tweeter, and a unified custom crossover. The T9's frequency response is 20 Hz to 16.5 kHz. Impedance 59 ohms at 1 kHz. Sensitivity 120 dB at 1 kHz. Total harmonic distortion 0.2 at 1 kHz. The magnetic field strength is 160 centimeters. In this little box here are some more buds. These are silicone, red and yellow signifying left and right, and here's your cable. Now, first impressions of these units, they do look pretty special. They are handmade and they look really well made. My only concern was when connecting the cable to the main units, I was scared I was going to damage something. But once they're in, you can just leave them in and put them back into their hard case without continuously plugging and unplugging. Now I know you hear this kind of thing all the time on YouTube reviews, but this is the truth. Xvive did send us the T9s for free, but they didn't stipulate we had to like them, which always makes me a little bit nervous because I know Nick is really honest about things. Now when we did our filming day for this video, I'd accidentally left the camera rolling when we were getting the levels right for these units. So Nick wasn't aware he was being filmed, but this is his reaction to hearing the T9s for the first time.
Probably down a bit. Yeah, down a little bit. Brilliant, Ryan. They're actually brilliant. Wow. Yeah, down a bit more. Now, these are not custom molded in-ears, these are generic fit, so you get different size earbuds that you can fit on the end, and they're designed for anyone's ears, so there's no kind of getting your ears molded and then getting them sent down to you. And the volume reduction on these is considerably more than a standard set of headphones. Now there is a price difference here as well. These are round about twice the price of these particular Audio-Technica headphones, but I think in terms of performance for a drummer in the studio, we're gonna see that back as value. Now for today, what we're gonna do is just a quick little bit of recording of a song idea I had a while ago. I'm going to give it a shot with the cans and see how we get on there, and then I'm going to give it a shot with the Xvive T9s and see how the difference is. Okay, now while the difference in performance there might not be dramatic, the difference in actually my just comfort levels in terms of monitoring was massive. With those cans, I've got to have them cranked up. I've got to have them cranked up really high to be able to hear that click and hear that kind of bass synth over just the sheer volume of the drums. And it's doable, but I'm having to work so much harder in my head to make sure I'm keeping track and keeping reference of where I am. Whereas with the Xvive, I can roll the volume right back. It's a much more comfortable volume that I could do for days instead of just a few minutes before I'm getting ear fatigue. And on top of that, I'm not having to work to listen to the track and think, am I still in time? Is this still working? Because the volume's right there, the monitoring is right there, and I can just blend in, I can lock in with that track and not have to be constantly adjusting and thinking to myself, am I still locked into the grid? Now, for those reasons alone, this makes it for me, one of the most important bits of kit for any recording drummer is a really decent set of in-ears. It often overlooked because we get too excited about gear and we get too excited about nice cymbals. But I think if I had the choice, I'd probably go with a cheaper snare and have better monitoring to know that my performance is going to be that much easier and that much more locked in. Now, let me know your thoughts in the comments, guys. Does this make as big a difference to me as it does to you? Have you had any bad experiences with just having headphones cranked up all day long for a session? Let me know. Now, if you enjoy gear videos like this, then don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and we will see you again soon.